Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Welcome back. We are at part 3 of our adventures of Lord William of Williamsburg. And now we are approaching winter. And as the season begins to change, you can kind of see how the trees are starting to change along with it. Um, I've started to notice that the lord that I am playing as does not look like our bald and fearless leader, so I am assuming he is a star in the Undercover Boss show, and just checking up to make sure that his villagers are working the best and most efficiently as they can. So, where we're at right now, we are almost to November. It's a little bit into October now. And as we pull out, you can really see the changing of the trees. So with winter comes a lot of hardships. We won't be able to get as much food. We'll have to make sure we're burning a lot of firewood to keep warm, keep our villagers alive. Unfortunately, in this little bit of a time skip that I have done, we have not gained any new villagers, so we are still running with 5 families and making it work the best that we can. I did run into a bit of a problem. So these bandits are not showing up on our map or on anywhere near here, but they are stealing our resources. So we are going to have to deal with them soon because this is going to become a problem. I don't want us to continue to spend time with these very limited amount of families that we have working just to have our supplies stolen over and over again. So we may have to risk it in a little bit. Apparently there is another bandit camp as well. Somehow this bandit camp on the far side of the map was able to steal from me. So they know I'm here. So we'll have to deal with them come spring, I think. So we're still going to batten down and get ready for the winter. I was thinking maybe a little bit in this episode, we could start planning our farm that I'm could have put over here, I believe, in this open field. I think this will be pretty good for some of our farmland. And I'm also going to start planning out a little bit more of our village. So let's take a look over here. And we'll start with this farm first as we're going a little slow into November. So let's take a look. We are going to need a farmhouse. So used to employ families on the field. Farm workers plow the fields as soon as winter passes, but no later than November. Then they sow them with the chosen crop. Harvest happens around September. So what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and build this over here. And we want to save as much of that green land as we can. And then we are going to go ahead and make a field, I believe. So crops including wheat, flax, and barley. You know what? We are just going to give it a shot. And if it ends up being a terrible location, we'll make it work. Here we go. We're just going to start with that for now, I think. You know what? We can always move it around later, figure out what we want to do. We can demolish it. Let's just start. Hang on, let's go back here to our... I guess it doesn't show you wheat fertility. So we're going to start with wheat. I think that's going to be our best option here. So we'll start wheat come the winter, or come the spring. And then we'll have that farmhouse going as well. Hopefully that'll really help us with being able to produce more food going into next year. We're probably going to end up needing a mill as well. So let's go ahead and plan this also. We'll put it right here next to the farmhouse. And that way we can just mill all that grain and then bring it over here to our granary also. All right, so we're going to continue and get as many berries as we can because we will not be able to get those come winter. One of the things that I also did work on while we were skipping ahead a little bit is I went ahead and made all of these upgrades to these homes. That way we can continue to have extra living space in case people decide to move in. But I have a feeling nobody's going to be really wandering around in the winter time. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm thinking about moving and putting some houses up here as well, actually. That way we can maybe save some of this forest. The further south we go, the more forest we're going to be cutting into. And I want to definitely save that for our forestry and our logging camp here, which we're doing great with. We've got tons of wood, 36 right now. In fact, I could probably slow this guy down, take him away for a second, and let's get some more planks going here. I do want to build a road. Let's go ahead and plan out maybe this next neighborhood up here. We'll just start right here. We'll connect that. And from there, we'll just go out just like that. I like that. Perfect. And you know what? Let's wait and see. Let's see how big these houses need to be in order to get these plots here. Because I want to make this a very nice city layout if we can. It's a little messy right now. I do want to do somewhat of a grid shape, and we'll be able to move some of these things around a little bit later too in order to make things a little nicer. Right now, I'm just trying to be practical. People live here. They need to work right here. Sounds good. All right, we do have our active well. Someone working on that right now. And they are doing great in these fields, and we do have chickens also. So eggs looking great. 28 meat going into the winter, 7 vegetables, 8 vegetables, and 125 berries. We did go through all that bread, but we are, whoops, I did not mean to click on that. General storage full. Oh, wow. Did we make that farmhouse already? Whew, that is going to be good. Second year. All types of fertility, but no yields. So maybe that would be good. No, we need to do... We'll just go ahead and we'll do barley and then fallow, and that'll be our crop rotation there. Might not be the best place for barley, but you know what? We're just going to have to make do, I think. So we'll deal with that here a little bit later, going into next year. So yeah, this is about where we're at right now, guys. Let's kind of jump back in. So here's our apiaries. There is a closer look at our farms and our houses. Let's take a little run up here and see how we're doing. All right. Weather effects are amazing. It's very... it's almost unbelievable to believe that there was one developer that was working on all this. So, you know, this is... Whew, could only imagine trying to get this out. We should have built our little road right over here that's going to be heading north. Got some of our storage right there as well. Here's our new road. So that is going to be leading to some more homes before too long. And I do want to find a really nice spot for this tavern that we're going to be planning. So let's go ahead and exit back out of here. We are still in November. So let's take a peek here. So one of the things that they did steal, unfortunately, is a lot of our hides. Still not 100% sure what we're going to be using that for, but I'm sure we will need it later for weapons and tools and what have you. Everything that you would have used leather for in the past. We do need to continue to get some more planks. I do want to build a church before long, and I'm thinking if we build a church... You know, this really is a nice hill. I could see us putting the church somewhere along these lines and eventually possibly moving all of these locations, as this will end up being our residential area. And perhaps we'll move a bit of our building areas over in this direction. But that is a problem for another day. So let's see. Excess goods should be moved to the storehouse. I'm probably in need of people working these, but I kind of run into that same situation where I just don't have a lot of families, and I'm trying to get as much of this stuff ready for winter as possible. I'm going to slow down on the saw pit. I'm going to move somebody over here to the storehouse. And I wonder if I can actually use this unassigned person yet. It really wants us to have somebody for that ox, though. So I'm just going to continue to leave that one person there. Unassigned, able to move that ox around. Before too long, we'll be able to get rid of this forager's hut also. How many berries? We've got plenty of berries, don't we? All right, I am actually going to slow down. We're almost to December, so let's take that person out and put them in the granary for now. We've got A lot of storage here. I'd rather than move that into the granary if we can. We've got meat in here also. I would like them to be able to move that somewhere if we can, but never mind. We might be able to just keep it in there. That might be the only place we can store it. All right, so we do have somebody working on firewood still, so we're doing great in firewood, and now we are slowing down on planks perfectly fine. We still have 18 logs, 34 logs in storage, so we are doing fine with that. Putting somebody in this trading post may be able to free up some space also, and that livestock trading post, so not worried about that just yet. I think these are going to be some of the things that we're going to worry about going into spring. So I think our best bet is just to survive the winter and hope and pray that we get some of these families coming and moving in, because we are in need of workers big time. They need to put up some flyers back at the King City and let them know, come and move in, free housing. No homeowners insurance. It'll be perfect. Just come and live here and help us make some food. Okay. The unfortunate thing is you'll probably have to build your own home, but once you're all set up, you'll be good to go. All right. You know, in order to make some more of these backyard extensions, we're going to need some more wealth, which we'll be able to get. Oh, Burgage plot level too low. That's unfortunate. Okay. So we'll have to level these guys up before we can get some of these, which is okay. We'll make that work. Whoop, what am I doing? Get on back in there. All right. All right, let's take a look. Has any more bandits shown up, or right now is it just those two? Outlaws there, outlaws there. Let's look to see if they've gained any more soldiers. It doesn't look like it, which is good. I was afraid that they were going to continue to gain troops over time, but that is good to see that they are not. So let's come on back up here and continue getting ready for the winter. All right, plenty of logs stored up. Definitely want to keep making some of these firewood logs through the winter. I think that's going to be good. All right. She is actually stocking up the granary. That is very nice. That way it has in a safe place and stored away for the winter time. That's going to be good. Yep, and they're actually bringing meat here too. Perfect. So that's going to actually help this out quite a bit. Oh, look at that. You can see the meat hanging up there. And I guess they climb into the door there. I'm assuming we cannot do that. But that's okay. They are hard at work. I'm proud of my little villagers. Our little villagers. They've come a long way. Got some of these carts now. Not bad. Here is technically our town square.
Why do I have to carry this alone?
You're doing a great job, buddy. Keep it up. I love your hat. All right. All right. And then, yep, they're just moving all these items back and forth here, getting everything ready for the winter. Loading up more. Oh, that cart is nice. Here's our little forager's hut as well. Oh, the berries on the side. Yeah, that's a really nice touch. They've really gone the extra mile with this game. Let's go take a quick stroll down our main street here. There's our well. Coming up on our houses here, there's Harry Potter's room and the house also. We run in here. Let's go take a look at our chickens. Whoa, someone hanging out inside and not working? Not going to be ready for winter. Well, they don't run away. That's too bad. All right, awesome. All right, so December has hit, and it is winter. I'm assuming the snow is going to start accumulating on the ground, which you can already kind of see a little bit here. Hitching post. Upgrade to small stable. You know what? Let's go ahead and throw that in there. We've got some extra. I didn't realize we could do that. Got some extra planks there, so that'll work out fine. Get all of that ready to rock and roll. All right. We're going to go ahead and speed this up a little bit here. Push through winter a good little bit. We've got 14 months of supplies before we run out now. Once we get to spring, I want to learn a little bit more about how we're going to get some of this regional wealth back. So we are able to get this stable up and running. Very nice. So even if we don't have another animal right now, at least our ox has a nice home to stay in for the winter. So resources stolen. So this is really frustrating because it sure would be nice if I was able to respond to bandits coming and stealing our resources by sending out our militia. But unfortunately, the game doesn't allow us to do that. So come spring, heck, I don't know. I might even want to take them out now. I don't know if there's any kind of extra attrition that you would take from attacking. But I might want to I may want to go ahead and move down here if it'll let me. Where did it get taken from? So some of them... Oh, yep, so there's already another camp down here. So we need to march on that. So I'm about to be really embarrassed if this does not work, if I'm not able to cross over into these lands. But you know what? We're going to give it a shot because I do not want to be losing all these resources. All right, so I have mustered our soldiers here, and they should be running down here. Yep, there they go. On the way down. So we've got plenty of resources to last us through the winter. So let's go ahead and muster our armies. Balance, I think, is going to be good. Defense is doubled. So in home region. Surrounded by trees. So I'm wondering what kind of effectiveness we're going to take by leaving the region. And I really hope that I don't butcher this whole game by doing this. So you know what? I think what we're going to do is we are going to save scum here and just make sure that this is not a terrible idea. All right, because yeah, we cannot afford to keep losing resources like this. All right, my friends, I think that since we are mustering our soldiers, I think that's where we are going to leave this episode. And if for some reason I just happen to skip back and we end up somehow back in our our town with all of our soldiers back there as well, that means I really messed up. So we will see. We'll see. I'll start recording that next episode now, and we'll go from there. Thank you all so much for joining. Having a blast making this series. If you want to see some other games, I do plan on working on some Mount & Blade Bannerlord role-playing and strategy playthroughs as well, and some other games as well. Crusader Kings 3, would love to play that and let you guys watch. Thank you so much for joining. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button and consider subscribing. I would really be appreciative of it. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one.